I just got back from India, and we live in Manhattan, and in India we have a little place, and there is a person who does cleaning and all that. So what happened, I was speaking with her. She looked very sad. So I asked her, what is the problem? Why you look very sad? She started to cry. That means she was sad. So I said, what is the problem? What she tells me is that she had taken a loan and she cannot pay the interest. So I said, how much is the loan? She told me 300,000 rupees. Now, please don't convert in euros. In any currency, it is a lot of money. 300,000 rupees. I said, okay, what is the interest rate? She said 8%. So I quickly calculated that will be, for a year, 24,000. I'm a mathematician. So I quickly cut 24,000, 8% interest, 2,000 rupees per month for interest. And I know I pay her, or we pay her, about 8,000 rupees a month. So I said, what is the big problem? You can pay 2,000 out of 8,000. That's when our manager, whose name is Asif, and you will get to know these two characters, they are real people. He said to me, Madam, no, that's not what it is. It's not 8% per year. What would you think, Cronin, when somebody tells you 8%? It is per month, because I asked you. So 8% per month means 24,000 rupees per month. That means in a year's time frame, she has already paid almost the complete principal. And that's what she did for a year, and no wonder she was very sad, because she didn't know how to do it. And now, not only that, she paid almost 300,000, but she took other loans. How do you pay 24,000 a month if you are making 8,000 rupees a month? So she took many other loans. So this is the story about a woman who did not tell it to her husband that she had taken the loan, because they had a son who was in the hospital, and in India, most of the poor people do not have any medical insurance. That means they go to a hospital, everything that they have saved is already wiped out. Okay, so now that gave me to think about, if it is the case with her, most probably there are many other women, and also men, but I was more interested in women. Okay? There are many women who must be having very similar problem. So I went looking for, this is our Sunita, who does cleaning. Sunita's loan at 8% interest rate per month. And you see the advertisements about Incredible India. So I made the title, A Country of Saints and Loan Sharks. Okay, now I went back and said, okay, let me take a look at the world, go to India, go to one state, just like what Walt Disney does. He starts somewhere in the sky, looks at keeps on coming down with the town, then the little house, and whoever is in that house. So let's take that story. So now 7.4 billion is the world population. How much is India's population? 1.252 billion. That means every sixth person is in the world is from India. Take a note of it. And the same thing, every sixth person in the world is from China. And you know what? You see in the Silicon Valley that almost about over 1/3 of the software engineers are from India, over 1/3 are from China, another 1/4 maybe from other South Asian countries, and maybe some small percentage is from the US and from Europe. Keep that in mind, okay? So now, 1.252 billion. Now we said, how many of them are women? And there are not 50-50, 48% women versus 52% men. Why? Why the discrepancy? Because of the technology, because of the ultrasound technology, which is illegal for the physicians to tell the parents. But speaking, the spoken word is not the only language. Expression is another language. So physician looking at the ultrasound makes a happy face, it's a boy. Doesn't show anything, is a girl. So that's why you have to remember, language is not only spoken language. It's also your face, your gestures, your body language, the whole shebang is a language. So that's why 48%. And if you go to visit India and you see the kids playing on the playgrounds, and I observed that, I went different places to watch, you will see less number of girls as compared to the boys. Okay? Now, 48%, now we see, okay, what is the distribution as far as money is concerned? We take the spectrum, poor and rich. Now, with this population of 1.252 billion and 52% men, 48% women, the poor literally live under the bridge, literally. Okay? So their wretched poor's daily per person per day income is 50 cents, 50 cents. Now, government's poverty line is 60 cents per day per person. Okay? Now, there are also very rich. So is India a country of poor people? No. It's just the distribution is not adequate. You have net worth of 18.9 billion, and this is from Forbes. I did not take any Indian references. It's Forbes, okay? So this is the guy who has net worth of 18.9 billion, much richer than Trump. Now the wretched poor, of course, I don't know how much in taxes he pays. Okay, so wretched poor, 0.5, 50 cents a day per person. So poverty line is 60 cents per day. Estimated earning capacity per day per person, 10% are wretched poor, 30% is poor class, another 30% lower class. I mean, there is a difference maybe of 10, 20% of the income. Then 20% is middle class, 7% is upper class, 2% is rich class, and 1% is filthy rich. Okay? So that is the distribution. And this is data. So what I am telling you is how to tell story with data and keep the people interested and not just have all the time spreadsheet after spreadsheet after spreadsheet, and the people start looking at their mobile phones. And I do not allow people to look at their mobile phones. And I watch. Okay, so now with this here, we have that's our distribution. Now we say, let us consider only one state. Because it's so huge population, let's consider only one state, state of Maharashtra, which has 114.2 million, which is about 10%, which is much easier to calculate, to take to the country. Okay? Estimated number of women is 55 million in this one state. Okay? Now, where does our Sunita fit? Now we are bringing her back. This is the statistics, and we are bringing her back. With this, she belongs to the lower class. She has a little hut. That means she has some cover over her head when she goes home to sleep. Okay? Whereas the other ones with the 10 wretched poor, they are living under the bridge, as you saw, literally living under the bridge. Now, to whom does she go to get the loan? To whom? She asked somebody in her hutment, where can I get money for my son who is in the hospital? And they're telling me, if I bring this and this, he may be cured. And I need to have that. So she gets a mobile phone number. Again, technology can be used for good use. Technology can be used for bad purpose. Now, this is somebody whom you don't want to meet. That's the loan shark. All you know is only the mobile phone number. And these guys, they throw away the SIM cards all the time. You don't know where they live. They don't have their offices. You meet them on the street corner somewhere. And that street corner changes too, depending on from which day to day. Okay, so now this is what she got from, and they don't go to this 10% wretched poor because they know they are not going to get anything. Okay, they know whom to go to. So they go to this lower class who has something, and she has to pay interest per month. Or else, they go to their house, to their hut, ransack everything, beat up the men, okay? And now the husband gets to know. So she doesn't have only the loan shark to worry about, she has to worry also about her stupid husband, okay? All right, so now, estimated earning capacity per day person. How many women like Sunita in the state of Maharashtra are potential candidates to get into this type of predicament? How many? So let's do that. 48% women, of 60% poor. You saw the 30% and 30%. How can I go back? Back, okay. You saw 30% and 30%, 60%, okay? I'm a statistician, by the way, and a mathematician, okay? So 48% of 60% is 28.8% of the population of Maharashtra are potential prey. How many of them do that, do get the loans from the loan sharks? 792,000 per year. This is an estimate. So population of Maharashtra is 114.2. Estimated number of women is 55 million. 5% of 28.8 is 1.44% poor of 55 million is 792,000. If you don't believe me, then take your mobile phone and calculate. Because I have a definition of generation gap. If I have to do, if suppose the kids in school, they have to do arithmetic, and the teacher insists on telling them you have to do it by hand. After they are done, to make sure that they are right, they use their mobile phone. If I have to do arithmetic using mobile phone or using calculator, after I'm done, just to make sure, I do it by hand. And that is the generation gap. So now, here, calculate that, whoever is under 20. 792,000. There is nobody here, I know that. 792,000, okay? Now, the women have to pay interest each month or else. Now, with that, they have taken many minor loans. Now, what I did, our Asif, who is our manager, by the way, he is a Muslim, a wonderful, wonderful person. Some of my friends said to me, why do I work with a Muslim? I said, you know what? I will work 100 times more with this guy who is a Muslim than you who are a Brahmin. Okay? Go look under Google. Google has everything. What is Brahmin? Brahmin. Okay? Now, so at the rate of less equal 8% or more. Asif asked this. I told Asif, now what I did, I gave Sunita the money. I sent her together with Asif to the street corner. And I told Asif, take 2 more big guys with you. So the 4 of them went to the street corner because she knew the person. Asif didn't. So they gave the money, and I said to Asif, Asif asked him, what is the highest percentage he has ever taken? And this guy, without blinking an eye, said 25% per month. Okay? So, incredible India. At the rate of less than equal to get bigger than 8%, so these are all minor loans. Many small loans are taken to pay only the interest. That means for their life they have to pay. They cannot touch the principal. Now, I gave the money and I told Sunita, Sunita, you don't get paid till everything is paid off. Because did you think how much you will have to pay? And I will help you to get other jobs for you. Because she had time on her hand. And I did. I got her jobs. So we will see. This is the story. So there is somebody called Saukar, money man. No agent knows where the person lives. He lends money to these agents who are on the street. They give the money to people like Sunita. And they prefer women to men. Okay? So these women, poor women, they have these loans coming out of Kazoo. What percentage of these women who cannot pay interest any longer or return the principal get abused by their husbands after the men find out about the loans taken? All. Okay? Now, and the loan shark visits the homes, ransacks everything. So an estimated 1 out of 1,000 women, which is 792 per year, commit suicide due to burden of loans in the state of Maharashtra. So estimated that much. So we are talking about, because Maharashtra was about 10% population, if you remember. So it's 7,920, give or take a few more lives. What does it matter? Okay, now this is what it is. So now every story, every data story has a beginning, okay, which is the setup, the first act. We are talking about 3 acts for every story. I gave you the story, which is real story, but now I'm telling you how you prepare your stories using data. Okay? So the first act is our protagonist is Sunita. She confronts an incident leading to a dramatic situation, the turning point, which is a turning point. Life will never be the same again. So end of first act. The second act, conflict. Our protagonist, Sunita, tries to resolve the situation. How? By taking many loans and digs herself bigger and bigger hole. Starts to feel helpless. Now there is call to action. You have to do something. or kill yourself. That's not the best alternative. So you have to do something. So call to action. May have to learn new skills to master the situation. Okay? Now, I called some people, neighbors, friends, whoever, and she got 2 more jobs. She was making more money, so she could take the money to her husband also, who then is going to drink it off. Okay? So, but she has to take money because her husband will find out. Now the source is gone. So she has to take some money. She gets 2 more jobs. What did I do now? I opened a bank account for her. She puts the money in that bank account. I got some English books for her because she wanted to speak with me in English. I said, I'll speak only if you learn. And she is learning English. She spends more time at our place. Of course, what happened after that? Guess. Her husband came to us, to our house, and started yelling. I said, look, this is my house. Out. Otherwise, speak nicely about what the problem is. We will try to solve it together. Okay? Now, Sunita became very strong. She said, don't say things like that here. Okay? Because she felt empowered now, and that's why her husband got mad. Because now he doesn't have a slave. Okay? Losing a slave is not easy. Okay? So, may have to learn new skills to master the situation. So, end of 2nd act. Now the 3rd act, there is huge tension. It could break any time. Okay, so what do? The protagonist learns a way out the situation by learning new skills. I taught her a few other things with which she could make more money, some better skill to do, not just cleaning. Okay, so that's the end of 3rd act. Now let's go to business. Okay, with the business now, this is Walmart. I'm sure you have heard of a little retail store. Okay, started in 1962, a retail behemoth of $482.1 billion revenue in 2016, doing great. Everything great, all thumbs up. Okay, brick and mortar stores. Okay, but doing great. Okay, now what happens? Now you have to do, if you are working on your situation, it is now exploratory analytics. You have to come up with the numbers, which are true numbers, which you can back up with research. Don't just give some mumbo jumbo. Okay? It has to be, and at the end, I have all the references for you in one of the slides. Okay? So you have to be on firm ground, because one of the things you have to remember, if they lose confidence in you with some small thing, they will never believe you. Because one of the things which computer people have to learn, that most of the computer people, all these years, instead of developing user-friendly systems, they kept on looking for system-friendly users. The days are over. Okay? If the CIO works that way, then my good news for that CIO is career is over for the CIO, okay? So now, brick and mortar stores, so we are doing all exploratory analytics. Don't come to judgment. First, be on the firm ground with numbers. Okay? Now, everything was fine, everything fantastic, until what? Holding by the nails. Online shopping. Okay? Online shopping. Who was eating Walmart's lunch? They tried to do it, Walmart, online for almost a year and a half with the old fogies. The people who are working in Walmart, who have been there for years, they gave them the project to do. Wrong. Because they cannot think on that wavelength. So I have given Cronin a question which he's going to ask me afterwards. Okay? So now he's hanging there. That means Walmart is hanging there, not this guy, Walmart. Did you get it? Backbenchers. Did I say something? This guy is leaving. Are you with Walmart? Okay, so now, who was eating Walmart's lunch? Very easy to guess. Who is that? Amazon is eating Walmart's lunch. So what do they have to do? Quickly, buy somebody who has some online shopping infrastructure and customers. Okay? So there came along. If they don't do that, there is a lot of roadkill, such as Singer, Kodak. I mean, I could go on and on and on with this list. Okay? So call to action. That is the conflict. Second act, conflict. Okay? So now, casualties because no attention was paid to change. So present potential for you. You have to present potential options for addressing the conflict, which is the imbalance. So now you are doing explanatory analytics. You did the exploratory analytics to get to know the numbers, and now you have to explain those numbers. That's the explanatory analytics. But before you explain anything, you have to have your exploratory analytics very on firm ground. Okay? So now, no action will be disaster. So what do we do? Suggest that Walmart could and should consider buying an online retailer which is already established. Kind of. And that's why it could either go this way or go that way. But at least Walmart has a chance. Okay? And to see how Jet does, how Amazon does, I bought from both. And I don't want to give you my judgment. Okay? Because then you will, I don't want to do that. Okay, if you want to have these slides, write to me, shaku@atre.com. That's my email address. So conflict resolution.
Can we discuss in the panel, maybe?
I have 2 more minutes.
2 more minutes, okay.
I was told before.
Okay.
And I'm watching my watch.
Boss, yeah.
Okay, conflict resolution. Okay, so we are in the driver's seat. So now, once you have created the story, ask yourself, is this an honest story? Is this honest story? Do I believe in this story? Because if I don't believe in it, why should somebody else? Conflict and dramatic tension are critical components of a story. Do you have them in your story? Spreadsheet doesn't have that emotional part. It is only numbers. Okay? So conflict is chasm between what is and what possibly could be. Now, if you don't have data to prove, you are one more person just with an opinion. Okay? So if you would like to have slides, write to me. So a good story grabs your attention and takes you on a journey evoking an emotional response. And that is the real purpose of data storytelling. Thank you very much. I appreciate your attention.
Thank you, Shaku.
You have been wonderful.
Excellent.